Hey posers, welcome to another one of the critically acclaimed black and white delight reviews of Smackdown. I am of course your host, Grumpy Cheeto, taking you through the blue brand this week. So I just wanted to plug WrestlingRevolution.com, the epicenter for all of your wrestling needs. We've got loads and loads of stuff. We've got, I'm gonna put the icon right up here on my screen. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna see how this works. Probably by next week I'll be able to get the Ranger ranking thing up here. It'll be awesome. We'll see how it goes. If you guys don't like it, just tell me and I'll stop doing it. But anyway, you know, I like to fiddle with my editing and stuff like that. See what works and what doesn't. You go to WrestlingRevolution.com and we've got live chats during Monday Night Raw where we actually make Raw interesting. We actually can make Raw entertaining. I'm telling you, you gotta come. We have a great time. Also, you gotta check out Top Rope TV afterwards, where we all tear apart the Monday Night Raw. We kind of review it. We kind of talk wrestling shop. You know, it's on after Raw. We're on there for usually about an hour. So come, converse. Even if you don't want to talk, you can chat. There's a chat. It's all on the homepage on WrestlingRevolution.com. Also, check out our Blog Talk Radio accounts, which is the Unsquared Circle Radio Show and Pillar to Post. There's also People's Perspective, but I don't think they've done anything with that in a while. You can see all of our videos on the site. You can post on the forums. You can read the latest up-to-date news, including the WrestleMania card that's kind of out there right now. There's other news about the Bret Hart and Hulk Hogan Twitter feud that happened. More news about, you know, just stuff. I mean, all the wrestling news from behind the scene. You want it, you got it. So go to WrestlingRevolution.com. Now, let's jump in to SmackDown.
Get ready for the Smackdown! Get ready for the Smackdown! How you gonna react when you're putting your back now? 'Cause there's no turning back when you're facing the Smackdown!
This week's SmackDown is in my backyard of Cleveland, Ohio. P.U. Don't drink the water. You might mutate. Anyway, okay, so we go to the first match of the night, which is Edge versus Drew McIntyre. Before the match got started, you know, Edge comes out, grabs a mic, and says he's got a bone to pick with ADR, which you'll see him later on tonight at the contract signing. Yeah, duh. Teddy Long comes out and thanks Drew McIntyre. I don't even know why. I mean, I kind of lost interest at that point. The match started. I gave it a 3 out of 5 Black Rangers. It was an okay match. I can't say it was stellar, but I can't say it was horrible. Drew McIntyre hit a great big boot and worked on Edge's arm most of the match. So, I mean, you know, you could kind of tell Drew was working with it. He's kind of got that ground and pound style. Edge hits a nice back body drop on the outside, though, on Drew. It looked like it kind of sucked, actually. Like it hurt really bad. But in the end, Edge hits a spear, goes for the 3 count, pulls him up at 2, locks in an execution, which is kind of like the reverse sharpshooter, and got the win. So, 3 out of 5 Black Rangers. Wasn't a terrible match. Was a pretty good match to kick off the show, I thought. Next we go to an in-ring promo with dashing Cody Rhodes. He comes out, Ray's music hits. And, you know, somebody comes out in a suit and jacket and has a Ray mask on. And he comes out and he's doing Ray's entrance and all that. And, you know, he goes to the 2 corners and, you know, does the fireworks. And then, you know, all of a sudden the little mirror comes up and he's looking in the mirror on the Titantron. And he takes his mask off and Cody Rhodes' music hits and it's dashing Cody Rhodes. So, he comes out, he cuts a pretty good heel promo. And he just basically says that he's going to see Ray at WrestleMania. And he's going to remove his mask and expose his face to the world. Like, you know, like everyone else who's fought Ray has said. Next we have a backstage promo with Kane and the Core. Basically just Core reminds Kane that they helped him out a couple months back, you know, with The Undertaker. You know, Kane said he didn't want nor need their help, but, you know, we all know where that's going. Next we have the match 2 of the night, which is the tag team champions, Gator and Slater. Gabriel and Slater. I should have just call them Gator from now on. They're Gator. That's their tag name. Gabriel and Slater versus Kozlov and Santino, or Santinlov or Koztino. We can make up names. If you guys have any better names, put them in the comment box. I love to have your guys' input. You guys need to leave more input. I'm starting to get really sick and tired of all the lack of input. And anyone who does leave input, thank you. But you know what? I want to interact with you guys some more. Anyway, we go to the second match of the night, and it's Santino. Well, I already said who it is. Santino hits a nice STO and it's just it actually was well executed. I was actually shocked. But in the end, it was kind of a lax match, so I gave it 2 out of 5 Yellow Rangers. In the end, Barrett and Big Zeke came out, and they distracted Santino, and Slater hits the reverse DDT for the win. I mean, it was kind of a lackluster tag. It was a tag title match, so I'm really sick of the WWE not putting much behind their tag title division. Next, we go to the in-ring return on SmackDown of The Undertaker. Not the in-ring return. The promo return of The Undertaker. It was a good promo. Didn't really do much. I mean, he just kind of said his basic spiel about so many people have come before and tried to beat him. But the one thing that kind of irked me is that he didn't acknowledge that Triple H was one of those guys that has come and lost before. I mean, he really should have acknowledged that. You figure that's a pretty major thing to come back with. Is that Triple H, you've tried before and you failed. What makes it any different now? So, that kind of irked me. Next we go to the third match of the night, which is the Divas match, which is Beth Phoenix and Rosa Mendez versus Team Lay Cool. I gave this 3 out of 5 Pink Rangers only because it was a decent Divas match. I mean, Beth Phoenix did most of the work, which is good, and Layla's an excellent worker in the ring, just like Beth Phoenix. Michelle McCool had that soft cast boot on, because her leg was injured. So, what happened was in the end, Michelle kicked Beth in the face with that boot, and while the referee was distracted and got the 3. However, I don't see why the referee had to be distracted. I mean, the boost and the boot, if she's in the match, obviously the boot is legal. Otherwise, they wouldn't let her in a match. So why hide it? Just kick her in the face whenever. I don't know why the referee had to be distracted. So anyway, I gave it 2 out of 5. 3 out of 5 Pink Rangers. Next goes into the 2 out of 5. The fourth match was this Big Show versus Kane. I was actually really excited for this match when I heard it. It's actually these two guys are great workers in the ring, great on the mic. I think these two could have an epic feud nowadays. I give it 2 out of 5 Red Rangers only because the match ended sucky, and it was a short match. The match was really working well. I mean, these guys did really well for the 5-ish minutes that they were in the ring. But Barrett came out and the Cord came out and Barrett handed Kane a chair, and then Kane, of course, used the chair on the Big Show, and then the Cord got in to jump Big Show, and then Kane hit Gabriel upside the head with the chair. So basically Kane saying, screw you, I ain't affiliated with anybody. I am me. Which I like. I actually think that's good for Kane. I was kind of scared that Kane would become Core's lackey or monster or whatever. Like when Kane was a part of DX, which made no sense. Or the Corporation. Kane's somebody you really can't have in a stable. He just doesn't make sense in a stable. Next we go to the 5th match of the night, which is Jack Swagger versus JTG. I gave this match 0 out of 5 Green Rangers. This match was horrible. This was an epic squash match. I mean, I don't think JTG got a single piece of offense off. JTG is actually a decent wrestler in the ring, so why not give us a decent match? I mean, you had Michael Cole on the mic cutting a heel promo saying that this is my guy, and blah, 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 Cole's running his mouth. Which is fine, because, I think Cole would make a good manager. I mean, if they paired Cole and Swagger up as a managerial wrestler team, I think that'd be great. I actually have no problem with that. But so it was a crappy match, and JTG tapped out from the ankle lock. No big surprise there. Next we go to the main event-ish of the night, which is an in-ring promo between Edge and ADR and their contract signing. Both basically talk some smack, and things break down. I mean, Teddy Long asked, he said, can we finally have a contract signing that does not result in physicality? And, so they both signed the contract. They're both staring each other down. And I like how this went down. I like how the end of this went down, because ADR did not back down. Because when things broke down, ADR didn't, obviously got the crap beat out of him, but he didn't back down. He didn't run. I mean, Edge and ADR just started going at it, and Edge got the advantage, which is fine. And then Edge hit the execution on ADR, and then or not the execution. Yeah, I think it's the execution. So then I wonder what that submission is called. You know, if you know what that reverse sharpshooter that he does is called, let me know, because it's the execution, which is the DDT. I can't remember what the reverse sharpshooter is called. The executioner? I don't know. Anyway, so, you know, Edge goes for a spear, of course. Eddie Munster gets involved, and ADR takes advantage. Puts him in that cross arm breaker, which I'm going to call the 80 arm breaker. And then Christian, you know, he starts working on his arm some more. He puts his arm in the chair. He's going to put him into the post. Christian comes down, beats the mess out of ADR, and saves Edge, and we cut out of SmackDown. So, also, Christian's supposed to be returning next week, which I'm totally stoked about. I love Christian. The night as a whole, I gave it 2 out of 5 Blue Rangers. It only saved it from a 1 just because of the contract signing was actually good. Most of the matches were less than stellar. I mean, you know, honestly, the promos were probably some of the, the promos were probably some of the best parts. I mean, Cody Rhodes' promo was good. The contract signing was good. Undertaker's return was okay. I had much higher expectations for a lot of these matches. The match of the night was definitely Edge and Drew McIntyre. That's it. You know, it was a less than stellar night. I'm not going to harp about it too much. But SmackDown, you really need to start doing a better job. I really think you need to put more wrestling on your product, and I know we're heading into WrestleMania, so it's like we want to get promos for everybody to build up to WrestleMania, but I think you need to put more wrestling on your program, and don't turn it into Raw. Please don't turn it into Raw. So anyway, go to WrestlingRevolution.com. Let me know what you think of my little Grumpy-tron. And that's it, man. I am awesome.